Good gracious morning this morning to you. May you enter through the door of truth and exit through the door of truth. And may this day bring you grace for yourself and everyone around you. My name's Rebecca, and Delaney is our guest today. And thank you so much for joining us. We're going to start this morning with a little more music, I think. So, yeah.
Oh, we're going for time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we doing it? Is that
right.
First?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We didn't discuss the order here this morning.
All right. We're doing a little Pink Floyd up top. Yeah. She figured this is the church in Kentucky. And Delaney's service is on time. So this is good.
Faith
So
and
if you guys
time.
feel like pulling up lyrics, this is actually technically a congregational sing-along here. So you can all sing Pink Floyd together in the church building. This is happening right now.
It's a new adventure on this journey.
Let's try it. Oh, no, hold on.
I hope you found the church of your dreams. I think that's what we're trying to build here, is the church of our dreams.
Oh, I see. One, two, three.
Taking away the moments that make up the dull day. Fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way. Kicking around on the piece of ground in your hometown. Waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Tired of lying in the sun. sunshine, staying home to watch the rain. You are young and life is long, and all there is time to kill today. And then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. The sun, but it's sinking, racing around to come up behind you again. So it's the same in a relative way, but you're older, shorter of breath, but one day closer to death. Seem to find the time when to either come to naught or half a page of scribbled lines, hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way. The time is gone, the song is over, thought I'd something left to say.
We didn't do the key change for that.
I'm playing with the capo, so I'm not sure I can tell you, but home again. I like to be here when I can. When I come home cold and tired, yeah, I need your help, yeah. It's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Far away across the field, rolling on the iron bell, calls the faithful to their knees to hear their softly spoken magic spell.
All right, we didn't rehearse that.
A softly spoken magic spell. Is that all music is, really? Sometimes it's loudly raging, though. Sometimes. So what do we, Stand By Me or Let It Be? Stand By Me? Delaney, you want to join us in the sing-along up here? Yes, the leading the sing-along. Delaney! How you doing today? Yeah. I don't have it. In A. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. You want to sing Let It Be with us? Yeah. So we're going to do, I think this is the first Beatles tune that I remember doing in my set. Yeah, so this is Let It Be, because time and faith were what was communicated to me that today is about. And faith is like a flow, just like we try to find this flow in music, because we've never practiced this today. We've never practiced this morning. We're just taking these songs that we know and we're finding our way through them. So. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may have parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on till tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Yes, so much. Yeah, a couple announcements and we do this.
So a
Yeah,
couple,
yeah.
couple quick musical announcements. This week, Wednesday, we've got our second meditative music night here. So if you want to come and bring an instrument, a few people that were here before, Emily, Matt. Basically, you can bring an instrument or not. There will be a bunch of instruments. There'll be a lot of singing, like droning, guided meditation, led by Rebecca. So that's this Wednesday at 7, if you feel like coming to that. And then a week from this Monday is our second rehearsal of the Creative Community Choir that we're doing here, which is led by Sarah Maud and myself. And then let's see, we also have the Pause and Need Rock and Rescue at Canes. That's
Sunday the 31st.
2 weeks from today. Yep.
Today it's 2 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And that's, who else playing at that?
Well, it's Andrea Kyle is in charge of Pause and Need Tulsa.
Okay.
She plays with the Brad James Band, she plays with Whirligig, she plays with Scissor Tails, and she plays with Crow. Plus, we also got Dirt Box Wailers.
Nice.
So
So,
there'll
yeah.
be a silent auction. Chris Mantle will be doing an on-site art creation that people can bid on. So it's to raise money for our animal rescue efforts and have a good time.
Sweet. And then tonight, if you guys feel like coming back, we're doing our sound check night here. So we're gonna plug in the PA system that we're gonna be using for concerts here for the first time. So if you feel like coming and jamming or singing a song open mic style, that's tonight. There's gonna be spaghetti at 6, and then
Tonight, spaghetti
and then
at
music at
6.
7.
Strawberry cake salad.
And I think that's it for music announcements.
Well,
Actually, all right, I'm gonna announce a Knipple show at church. So Knipple is
Yeah.
gonna be playing the first official concert here on the 29th, which is 2 weeks from this Friday. Is that right? Or
Yeah.
1 week from this Friday. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's here.
29th here,
On the
31st at the Canes.
Yep. All right, so
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
All
Cool,
right.
all right.
Meditation and music night, 20th, this Wednesday, following Monday, community choir, then Knipple, then Canes. Line it all out, get it in there, get it in your agenda. Again, good morning. The day before we had our meeting, I had a notebook fall out from between I work in stacks, a pile. And it was the Hebrews 11:1. It's a little notepad, just a little reminder. Faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of things unseen. We're certain of a lot of things that are unseen, kind of like love, an invisible thread that binds us to people. Yeah. Can't see it, but we can feel it. It's tangible, whether we're touching or not. I feel the love here today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm so glad you've taken this time to be here today. So I'm going to read to you what ended up falling out of my bookshelf, essentially. And sometimes I don't question that. I just let it fall out of my bookshelf. So, from some daily prayers that my papa and granny gave me from years ago. Faith. I have faith beyond all doubt. If I feel unsure about the direction of my life, I take a deep breath, remembering that faith is my sure foundation. It is the basis upon which I build my life. When the winds of change are blowing and my future is unclear, I remember Jesus' words to his disciples. If you have faith, do not doubt. It will be done. We don't preach a lot of the gospel here, but I definitely try. I think that people here try to lead through this path. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what it says. Not a lot, just a little. I stand in this promise, knowing that I have the strength within me. So I not only stand firm in the face of adversity, I move forward with confidence, trusting the faith that emanates from the core of my being to guide, support, and encourage me. I am a messenger of God's love and an emissary for the power of faith. All things are possible. If you have faith, do not doubt. Faith is the power to heal. If you read the Gospels, and as you read the Gospels, you never find an instance when Jesus healed without finding the element of faith somewhere in the story. When the paralytic was brought by his friends and let down through the roof into the presence of Jesus, it was faith. Read it. Mark says, when Jesus saw their faith, 2:5. Blind Bartimaeus was sitting by the road. He cried out to Christ, and his call was returned. Jesus asked, "What will thou I shall do unto thee?" He replied, "Lord, that I might receive my sight." There he is expressing belief, not only in the power of Christ to heal, but also in the willingness to heal him. He was healed. In explanation, Jesus said, "Thy faith hath made thee whole." Mark 10:46 through 52. There was a centurion whose servant was sick. Hearing that Jesus was in the vicinity, he sent word asking that the Lord speak the word that would heal his servant. He believed that Christ did not even need to come to the house, as many healers might do. The servant was healed. Jesus said, "I have not found so great faith." Luke 7:1 through 10. There is a cripple at the pool of Bethesda. For 38 years he had been there. He made all manners of excuses about himself. Jesus merely asked one question: "Wilt thou be made whole?" That is, do you really want to be well? Is your mind concerned with the picture of health? His healing was dependent on his own faith. John 5:1 through 8. One of the tenderest expressions of faith is seen in the story of a woman who touched the hem of his garment. She only touched his hem, and he felt it still. He felt the faith connection. For 12 years, she had been sick, but she wanted so much to be well. Instead of resigning herself to her sickness all those years, she had done all she could to get well. Though she had spent everything she had and nothing had helped her, she would not give up. She had heard stories of the man of Galilee who would heal. Not only did she hear, she also believed. She said, "If I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole." She did touch the hem of his garment, and she was made well. What did Jesus say to her? "Daughter, thy faith made thee whole." Mark 5:25 through 34. Immediately following this story is the record of a father who came to Jesus about his daughter. They thought that she had gone. To him, Jesus said, "Be not afraid, only believe." Mark 5:36. And she lived. In our conflict between science and superstition, which has wrongly sometimes been interpreted as a conflict between science and religion, we come to a day when science and religion causes conflict, and many of us have chosen science in our path. But now we are not sure. Perhaps there is no power in wearing a string of amber-colored beads to ward off certain diseases, yet science is coming to realize there was tremendous power in the faith of the person wearing those beads. There are many answers. For one, let us begin with the definition of faith again. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. In reference to healing, that means that though you are sick, you hope to be well. In spite of your illness, you believe in health. Faith pictures recovery in the sick person's mind, and that is powerful. These words fell out of my bookshelf from Charles L. Allen. I have not actually read this entire book. I just opened it up, and after faith fell out of my bookshelf on a notepad, I pulled it out, and that was the page I opened to. To me, that's evidence. You can believe what you want to believe, and then the next day we go to a meeting, and here we are to talk about faith and time. And so As I talked more about the gospel than I probably ever have in church, thank you so much for listening. I'm now going to move to the Tao. And if you will, we are going to go through a short guided meditation, because I believe this morning is coming to where we'd like to be. Time, the river surging course, uninterrupted current, headwater, channeling, mouth. Can they be divided? Just as a river can be said to have parts that can be clearly divided, so too should we consider the whole of our time when deciding how to spend our lives and build our faith in our paths. The gospel assures us that faith is needed. Believing we can lead a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life is the first step to achieving the action we wish to sustain. The action. Faith in action. And I'd like to guide you through a navigation meditation, short and sweet. If you would, please breathe in with me. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Do you know where you are on your journey? Tao's movement has been compared to the flow of rivers. Just as we take in our breath and exhale, the river flows. Do you know what brings you joy? Let it fill your imagination. Let it grow like a glowing light above you. Do you know what will make your inner child feel whole? Imagine it. Let it move through you. Do you believe you can achieve it? I do. I do. Do you know where you are on your journey? It is we who create faith, and it is through our efforts that faith is validated. You are the force that fulfills. As you continue to breathe, breathe in. May you be happy. Breathe in. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be loved. May you be loved. Today and always, remember, it is within you. Amen. Right. Delaney? Russell? I'm not sure where we are anymore.
Hello, how's everybody doing today? That was a very, very good message from Rebecca this morning. She, if I wasn't involved here, I would come just for her message every every week because it's always so pretty. And yeah, let's give her another hand. And the topic I'm going to talk about today is motivation. And Rebecca is part of my motivation of why I like doing this. Also, everybody out here, because I notice most of you really listen to everything we say. And that really makes us feel good, you know. And I hope everything that I say really helps you guys through the week. So I'm going to start now. And this is just different ideas for different personalities and people on how to stay motivated. Motivation is the mental push for you to accomplish an action. On the basic need level, we could always visualize losing your job and losing your ability to buy food and not get a good night's sleep and not have shelter. However, some of us are capable enough to not worry about these needs. We lose motivation with our projects and tasks. We fail to see how the current task makes up to a bigger picture. We need more defined ways to motivate us every day. Here are some ways to help you with your task, to get other issues completed in your life. I'm going to start with the small bits. Procrastination occurs with the task when the task is too big. Break the project down to smaller chunks that will suit to your attention, and that will be easier for you to complete. Look forward to your success. After completion, get started. Getting started is good, but completion of the task is the outcome you need. Visualize how completing your current task at hand will satisfy yourself and also your spiritual needs. Rewards. Reward yourself after each task is completed. It's okay to reward yourself after you complete something. You deserve it. It's as small as the task or big as the task it is, you completed something. Find your motivational switch. This is where the personalities come in. I like to look to my spiritual beliefs, pray, meditate, take a walk, listen to music. This is just some of the things I do to find myself in a mode that'll push me in the right direction. So whatever you like to do that keeps you calm, collective, if that's what you need with your personality, that's what you need to do. Okay, if you're someone that needs to be pushed hard, think how procrastination eats at your own success. If thinking positively does not work for you, then think about what will happen if you don't complete the task on time. Thinking negatively gives you stress, and stress may be helpful for some. It can make us stronger, knowing what we faced and how we faced it, given the situation, and also knowing the talents and the knowledge that God has given you to make it through this situation. Look for the bits that you love, also to help you solve what you're going to get done. Also, if you love something and you have a passion in something, it's great for the soul and everyone around you because they see the love of what you're doing and they see how it makes you feel. And that will make others feel good too. As joining with others who are working hard to better themselves and their community, we are surrounded by who are energized in what they're doing, and that's one of the best motivators in life, is participation in something positive, like we have this church. You know, every Sunday I feel better just knowing that there's other people out there that have about the same ideas I do on how we should live our lives. You know, as long as we're positive, it's always a plus. Now, for me being a Virgo, this next one is a hard one. You can kill the reputation and schedule. Are you being too organized? This can hurt your motivation. Change your schedule up a little bit. A different outlook could help you mentally. It goes back to stress and why you have started the goal that you wanted to complete. It takes your mind on why you are stressed about your goal. To me, it's up to you on that one. I'm a very, I like to stick to my regiment. So that's what gets me. Also, at the end, let's talk to our peers and family about the situation. If it's, career-wise, is it good for you? Is it a bad habit? You know, we all have problems, and we all need somebody to lean on. And that's when your spirituality and your family and peers come in to a very good part of your life. And I did break away a little bit this week on how I normally do my portion. I usually look to scripture or a poem or a song first. I got Delaney's. She gave me 3 songs that she was going to do today. And one of the songs is a Flaming Lips song, and it's always been one of my favorite bands, so I was like, you know, it motivates me. And motivation is the best creation. Also, what Rebecca brought up earlier, I had a hard time finding some scripture to go with what I have today. But yesterday, when we were cleaning the coffee cups, I read one of them that I've never seen because I never had to clean it before because it had all the stirs in it. With God, all things are possible, Matthew 19-26. And yeah, is it coincidence? Maybe. But no, I think it's something greater. And right now, I'd like to bring up one of our members. This was an all-member service today, everybody involved. And she's someone I've got to know through not only her own music, but she's also a big fan like me. So let's bring up Delaney right now.
Hello. Take my shoes off. Look like a child at this podium, I feel like. Okay, so I first want to thank everybody for coming out today, and thank Russell and everybody involved for having this place just exist. I have a very limited experience in like a church setting. Growing up, we weren't really allowed to go to church, which is something that I feel like is uncommon in this area, but I'm very grateful for it because it's given me the curiosity to explore these things on my own as I get older. And it's brought me to some comforting conclusions, I guess. I'm glad that we are all together. I think music is something that's brought a lot of us together and is the reason that a lot of us are friends. And I'm really grateful for that. And that is something that I have found that sense of community in, especially in Tulsa. And music is something that has always forced me to be present, which is something that some of you may know I struggle with. And there's several people in this room that periodically get texts from me where I have trouble with faith. I'm like, are things gonna be okay? They're gonna be okay, right? Like, I don't know. I have trouble with it. And music is something that reminds me that it will be okay. And time is something that brings me comfort. I spend a lot of my time in the future, imagining every possible scenario that could happen, hasn't happened yet, and oftentimes emotionally reacting to things that haven't even happened. I know some of you have to deal with that as well. But I also spend a lot of time in the past. I think a lot about things that have happened, and I live in nostalgia sometimes, and I think I can get too deep in that. And I struggle just being here now. But life kind of forced me to be present back in December when it threw me down some stairs and I shattered my leg. I was literally forced to be still. And that was the best thing I could do for myself. Like, to not move was the best path forward. And I normally am not like that. I hurdle myself through days, keeping myself busy. And it was really hard to have to sit and watch life happen around me, to watch shows going on that I would love to be at, dancing, and I couldn't. I think a lot of us struggle with that. Like, when something bad happens, it feels like time stands still for us. Like, we're on pause, everybody else keeps moving without us. And that's a lonely feeling, but I think it's important to realize we all go through that. We can actually use that feeling of being stuck as a motivation, like Russell was talking about, to propel us forward. And it's important to remember that we're all experiencing this. And if we can meet somebody when they're having one of those standstill moments in their life, or just, any moment, if we can meet somebody and make them feel seen or heard, we then kind of become a little pinpoint on someone else's timeline. And I think that it's our way of validating each other's collective experience and remembering. I think it's a simple message to remember we're all going through the same thing, but I think we often forget. And if we can make an impact on somebody, if there's something I do or that we can do that makes them remember us after we're gone from these bodies, that's what makes us immortal. And in that way, we are our own gods. I think that, there's all of this chaos, things that come at us we don't see coming, but it can be a gift. And I think that I had a long lesson of, I live in extremes normally, and when I fell, I think I had moments where this is not going to get better. This is my life now. I think it's easy to get lost in that, or struggling with decisions we make. I think a lot of you have seen me kind of struggle the last couple years with feeling stuck in certain ways. And I think that I look back and think, well, what was that all for? All of this struggle, things didn't turn out the way I want them to. What was it for? I get to say what it was for, and I get to look back and I get to assign meaning to that time. It's never time wasted. It's never something that's really taken from us, because I don't think that anything ever really goes away or dies. Time is something that mangles our bodies and takes youth. It takes our sense of wonder. It takes faith from us sometimes, but it's the same thing that can give all of that back to us if we let it. And I think that for me, I bring that into every part of my life, and without even trying. And I think that aging and scars, they mark our bodies for a reason and remind us of the journey we've been on. And Emily wanted me to talk a little bit about my tattoo of the Ouroboros. I always joke that it's my one fun tattoo because everything else kind of marks a very specific memory. I'm like, oh, I like this symbol. I like snakes. I like fun colors. And but when I really think about it, it really is that exact same theme coming back, that nothing ever really dies and nothing is ever really gone or lost. Everything can be reborn. It might look different, but that cycle never ends. We can't escape it. I think that our awareness of time is something that makes us human. It's like the most human thing. Just being aware that it's going to run out, I think, is powerful. It's not a renewable resource, not like love, which I think exists outside of time. And I think that it's something that is always there. Even when we lose people that we loved, that love carries on. It's like the one thing that can break that rule. But I think that knowing that time runs out is what gives weight to the love we share, and it's what gives weight to our experiences, and we get to make what we want of that. When people come to me and they're having a hard time, I think the most general advice I give is, you're not always going to feel this way. That was something that was said to me several years ago by a friend, and it stuck with me. And you won't always feel this way when you're having good times either, so it's good to try and just be here, be with each other and support each other. I think that I've found my faith in the fact that we can't escape time. We can't escape the chaos. We have each other. Nothing's ever really lost. I genuinely think time is what works miracles. I think there are things that I have gone through that time is the only thing that made them better. And we're all here on the other side, and it shows you your strength, it shows you your resilience. When you're going through it, you may not think so, but afterward, you're like, oh, I'm still here. How lucky. And I think I try and have this mantra to myself. It's something that my dad has said to me many times. No matter what you're going through, you never know what's just around the corner. That's all I got. Thank you. We're going to do some songs now. If Nicholas and Jordan would like to join me. These songs are going to say this way better than I did.
I don't know, you still got
The Dr. Bob song. I put on my clothes like a bodyguard. I put the dogs on patrol in my own backyard. I don't want to fight, but I'm constantly ready, and I don't rock the boat, but it's always unsteady. There's an elephant in my head, and I tiptoe around it. There are eggshells on the floor, therefore I never touch the ground. It's like that old black hole. No matter how you try, You set out each day, never to arrive. I got my eyes on the prize, but it looks just like a mystery, and it all goes by on the lonesome trail to victory. I'm drawing the blinds, I've got my own four walls, and the show really starts when the curtain falls. Take this thorn from my side, put this chip on my shoulder. Time is racing with the clock, and I ain't getting any older. It's like that old black hole, no matter how you try. It's like that old black hole, no matter how you try. It's like that old black hole, no matter how you try. You set out each day, never to arrive. Well, I put on my body straight, and I wrap up my body tight, with the sun in my eyes. I step into the night, it's mystery in the dark. Oh, it's just another kind of life. Well, I don't expect you to believe me, but everything is alright. I don't make fools for a living, I don't make fools for a dime. I was born on a good day, deaf, dumb, and blind. Who am I to tell the truth when I don't even know what it is? Well, I don't know how to say it, but I know that I can show you. Well, I don't know how to say it, but I know that I can show you. I tie my boots up tight, and I head straight to bed. There's a pistol and a crystal underneath my pillow. There's a tender heart inside that ugly armadillo. These are tears of joy, cried the weeping willow. There's a spirit in the air, and there ain't no way around it. I was not prepared to lose it all the moment that I'd found it. It's like that old black hole, no matter how you try. It's like that old black hole, no matter how you try. It's like that old black hole, no matter how you try. You set out each day, never to arrive. Thank you, guys. Okay. Change like the wind, like the water, like skin. Change like the sky, like the leaves, like a butterfly. Would you live forever, never die, while everything around passes? Would you smile forever, never cry, while everything you know passes? Death like a door to a place we've never been before. Death like space, the deep sea, a suitcase. Would you stare forever at the sun, never watch the moon rising? Would you walk forever in the light, to never learn the secret of the quiet night. Still like a stone, like a hill, like home. And still what I find is you're always on my mind. Could I feel happy for you when I hear you talk with her the way we used to? Could I set everything free when I watch you holding her the way you once held me? Change like the sky, like the leaves, like a butterfly. Death like a door to a place we've never been before. Would you live forever, never die, while everything around passes? Would you smile forever, never cry?
All right.
We got one more for you. Thank you, guys. They started up the hill with their young lights exploding still. They loved to dream and run. They had the grass and the trees and the sun. They dreamed of the gold they'd find at the top of the hill they climbed. No one would ever doubt their spirit and strength could never run out. But the hill was steep and long. They never thought they'd ever be wrong. But it wasn't a hill at all. It was a mountain 1,000 feet tall, with the gold still in their minds. They used it all to climb and climb, and by the time they got to the peak, they were old and they were weak. gold that they could find. It was all just in their minds. They had dreamed and they had run. They found the grass and the trees and the sun. They said, what do we do now? Spend the rest of our lives climbing back down. Or we could treasure what we find and make it golden in our minds. Thank you.
Cool. Give it up one more time for Delaney. Special featured guest. And I'm happy to see we've got Damien, our featured guest for next week, is in the house. So come back next week. Damien Shea will be here. Russell's going to close us out real quick.
Yeah, remember the gold is always in your mind. And yeah, it's just wonderful, wonderful service today. It is one of my favorite ones today. I really enjoyed this one. Join me if you like. I'm going to send us off with a prayer. Dear Heavenly Spirit, thanks for bringing everybody here today for this lovely service we had. And let everybody get home safely. We want to thank you for all the great things you have done for us, in which we're always very grateful. Also, make sure and look out for the sick, the ones hurting, the ones that need help, the ones with no shelter, the ones with no direction. We know you love them as much as you love us. Amen.